Do you think California should legalize sports betting? A new poll shows a lot of voters are open to the idea, but there's still a lot of uncertainty. That poll was released by the LA Times and UC Berkeley's Institute of Governmental Studies. Mark DiCamillo is the Institute's survey director. The poll found that 45% of voters surveyed support legalizing sports betting. That would require amending the California Constitution. And about 33% said no. They're against it, and 22% said they are undecided. So tell us more about the results and the demographics.
Sure. What we found is that it's unusual for any kind of public policy debate to not have partisan differences in the results. And in this particular poll, Democrats and Republicans pretty much hold similar views. Both of them, about 40% or so, support the idea, with about 30% or so opposed. But what seems to be driving support is whether or not you're a sports fan. People who say they are a sports fan are in favor of it 3-1. But the problem for proponents is that only less than half of the voting population identifies as following professional sports a lot or some. So you're going to have to convince voters who are not necessarily sports fans to get behind this.
And I know you talked specifically about sports fans, but did any other specific group show strong support for sports betting, and who was against it? Did you see with age ranges, gender, anything like that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Younger voters seem to be more open to the idea than older voters, men more than women. But some of that relates to just who's a sports fan and who's not. There is more men than women report in our poll that they follow sports a lot. Also, ethnic voters are more likely to be sports fans, and they're a little more likely to support the idea of legalizing sports betting than whites.
Okay, and this could all set up a showdown for the November ballot. So there could be as many as 3 measures on the topic there, backed by different groups with deep pockets. What would they need to do to push this over the edge and get it passed?
Well, again, I think the number one priority would be to appeal broadly to all registered voters and not just be speaking to the choir, which is, the sports fans who are out there who currently support it. So they're going to need to demonstrate that this is a benefit to all Californians. Certainly, there's going to be tax monies generated by this, and that's one benefit. But, there are drawbacks they're going to have to overcome with people concerned about too much betting and people problem gambling. So, it's going to be an interesting debate. And with 3 initiatives potentially being voted on, confusion could be a problem for the proponents as well.
Okay. Well, the 2 other measures are still in the signature collecting process, but they could allow online sports betting. So tell us about those measures.
Well, we didn't go into the specifics of any of the 3 initiatives, and we will once they qualify. Once we get to the fall ballot, we'll probably do about 3 measures prior to the election with the specific proposals presented to voters. This was just a concept test of, do you think it's a good idea or not to legalize sports betting? And we found that more voters than not said it was, but a large chunk of voters did not have an opinion.
I used to live in a state where sports betting was legal. And so when you are in different areas, you have all these different types of people. What are the benefits to allowing this, and what are some of the disadvantages as well?
I'm just the pollster here. You're going to have to talk to the proponents about the measures themselves. I just will be the umpire in the race and try to get accurate, nonpartisan measures as these things move forward. Again, it could be interesting if there are multiple measures on the ballot with voters having to sort through them all. That will present us with some problems too, but we'll do our best to sort them out and see which one gets the most votes, because actually the one with the most votes, if all 3 pass, would be the one that would be enforced.
Gotcha. Well, Mark DiCamillo, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.